All right, guys, for our next card, this is a really beautiful card. You could create this with your, or as a Christmas card, or it would be a wonderful, just all occasion type card. I think there is something like embedded in my cardstock. I don't know if this happened when we embossed this or if it was in the cardstock. That's strange. Ooh, I could use the backside and it'll be fine. So, sorry, you're welcome for hearing my thought process through that whole thing. Okay, so this card, we're going to take this embossed panel with the evergreen embossing folder, which, oh my gosh, you guys, I love that folder. It's so pretty. And then we're going to use one of our scraps. So remember, we've got those scrap papers. We're going to use one of our scraps to stamp and die cut our tree. So I'm going to take this outline tree from my set and I'll stamp it in some early espresso ink. And then I'll die cut this in a minute. I'm also going to stamp, so I'll just go ahead and die cut that with the coordinating die. You also have a little strip of crumb cake ink, and I'm going to stamp and cut out my sentiment, which I have someplace. There we go. Make sure it's clean. Season's greetings, and like I said, you could do the thinking of you, whatever you prefer. All right, so we'll just do that. I'll snip off the end, and then I'm going to take and punch this with my Pick a Banner punch. I love this punch. It's in the holiday catalog. So handy. I use this quite a bit. Oh, that's a little crooked, so let's put it in there one more time. And much better. Okay, so let me die cut my tree and then we'll put our card together. All right, here's my tree. I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to adhere my embossed panel to the crumb cake panel. That looks fantastic. And then I want to put some of my linen thread around this. I'm going to take a roll I've already got started here, and I'm just going to run this around a couple times. So I'll start it in the back, and then I'll wrap it around. Maybe twice is probably plenty. And then you can either tie this or tape this in the back, whatever works best for you. I'm trying to cut a little off, not a ton. There we go. All right, and if that's too long, we'll just trim those ends a little bit. Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to put my tree on right about here, and we'll pop that up because everything's better popped up, as you well know. All right. I also want to pull out my card base, and then I'm going to take and do a little stamping in the corners. I've got my little speckly stamp here, and we're just going to put a few speckles in the corners here to kind of jazz it up. Like so. All right, I'm going to close that, and then this whole panel I will pop up on top. But I also want to do my sentiment here. I'm going to do a little curling of this. That will kind of make it curly for me. Pop this layer up. And then the couple embellishment things. I was going to say the last, but there's a couple things I'm going to do to embellish this. First, we'll place that right on top. And I also have to give a shout out to my friend Sharon. She's on my team. She came up with this card for me. She asked what I could do, and I needed a couple cards for a swap that I participated in, and I loved this one so much that I decided to put it in this class for you guys because I think it's just so pretty. Okay, so this looks great, but I want to, you know me, I want to kick it up a notch or two. So first, I'm going to take and add some clear Wink Stella. Ooh, oh my gosh, you guys, this is a really old one. This is gold. We used to have gold Wink Stella. That was from way back. I didn't realize I still had some of that. Okay, so here's clear. And I'm just going to put some clear on my tree, add a little sparkle. And then I'm also going to take my wonderful gems that are part of your goodie bag, and we're going to put a couple of these on. I'm not going to lie. When I saw this card, I realized we hadn't embellished the last card, so I actually added that on. Because when I saw that there were embellishments on here, I'm like, oh my gosh, we forgot to do that on the last one. So anyway, I'll take a medium one and put that kind of down here, and then I'll take a couple of the smaller ones and put them up here. And I just love how these have just a little bit of sparkle in them, so they're really kind of pretty. So there we go. There is our second card.